everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Basics, and today we will be going over the passive mobs. In a previous video we went over the hostile mobs, now it's the passive mobs turn, so let's get started. Let's start off with the chicken. So this is what the chicken looks like. They have 4 hit points of health, and upon death will drop 1 chicken breast and will drop 0 to 2 feathers. And every 5 minutes they will lay an egg and has a small chance when thrown to hatch a baby chicken. And on very rare occasions you can get 4 baby chickens out of 1 egg. Keep in mind this is quite rare, so don't hold your breath. Next we have the cows. This is what the cow looks like. They have 10 hit points of health, and upon death can drop 1 to 3 raw beef and 0 to 2 leather. And if you take a empty bucket and not punch it to the other version, which for me would be the L2 button. This will be different if you are on Java Edition, because obviously you use a mouse. But anyway, if you do that, you'll get a bucket of milk, and if you drink the bucket, if you have any potion effects that could be bad or good, like say you have jump boost or poison, if you drink the milk it will get rid of any of those potion effects. Next we have the pig. This is what the pig looks like. They are very adorable. It's probably my sister's favourite Minecraft mob. They have 10 hit points of health, and upon death will drop 1 to 3 tasty pork chops. Next we have the sheep. This is what the sheep looks like. They have 8 hit points of health, and upon death will drop 1 to 2 mutton and 1 wool. If you have already sheared your sheep, it will not drop any wool, as obviously it will not be carrying any. And the sheep can be dyed all 16 colours of dye in the game. Fun fact about the sheep: if you name it Jeb underscore, it will cycle through all the different dyes in Minecraft, so it will be a rainbow sheep. I feel like this is quite a common fact among those Minecraft veterans, but you newer players may not know this little trick, and it is very cool to have in your base. Next we have the regular wolf. This is what the wolf looks like. They have 8 hit points of health and are in fact neutral mobs rather than passive mobs. They only become aggressive if you attack them, and if you attack them, easy mode they will do 3 hit points of health, in normal mode they will do 4, and in hard mode they will do 6, and upon death they do not drop anything. Next we have the bee, which I have named Tubbo. If you know, you know. Now the bee has 10 hit points of health and is also in fact a neutral mob. In easy mode they'll do 2 hit points of health, in normal mode they'll also do 2 hit points of health, that will give you 10 seconds of poison, and in hard mode they'll do 3 hit points of health and give you 18 seconds of poison, and upon death the bee does not drop anything. Next we have the ocelot. This is the ocelot here, and in the old days of Minecraft the ocelot would be tamed to become a cat, but now we have the official cat mob, so the cat is its official mob. So the ocelot doesn't really do much anymore. You can feed them to gain their trust so they won't run away from you, but other than that they don't really serve much of a purpose, except they do scare off creepers. So if you do manage to get some ocelots around your base, just keep them away from your chickens and they'll keep the creepers away from you. The ocelot has 10 hit points of health and does not drop anything upon death. Next we have the polar bear, which is quite a big mob for a passive mob, and it's quite cute but can be a bit mean. The polar bear has 30 hit points of health, which is quite a few, and they are also a neutral mob, so there are 2 times they'll attack you: if you attack them first, or if it's a adult polar bear with some baby polar bears. The baby polar bears look the same but are just much smaller, so it's easy to identify them. So if either of these 2 things happen, it becomes aggressive. In easy mode it will do 4 hit points of health, in normal mode it will do 6, and in hard mode it will do 9. Now upon death it can drop 0 to 2 raw fish, either that be cod or salmon, and if they are killed when they are on fire they will drop cooked versions of the fish. Next we have the mushroom, which will only spawn on Mycelium Islands, which are quite rare. They have 10 hit points of health, just like the regular cow, and drop 1 to 3 beef upon death and 0 to 2 leather, just like the regular cow. In fact, if they are sheared with a pair of shears they will turn into a regular cow, and if you milk them with a bowl they will give you mushroom stew. But they can also be milked by a regular bucket. Now for this next little part things are going to get a bit noisier, because the mushroom actually has a sort of a secret form that I don't think many people know about. If the mushroom is struck by lightning, either naturally or trident with channeling on it, it will turn into this. I forget what its official name is, but it's basically a brown version of the mushroom. These can also be bred, but that is a very rare occurrence, so if you breed a lot of mushrooms you can get this mob, or you can have it struck by lightning. Next we have the rabbit, which looks like this. There are a few different colours of rabbit, but this one looks like this. And fun fact, if you name a rabbit Toast it will give you a unique skin. The rabbit has 3 hit points of health, Upon death can drop 0 to 1 rabbit hide and 1 rabbit. And on rare occurrence will drop a rabbit's foot, which can be used to brew leaping potions. Next we have the llama, which looks like this. This mob also has a few different varieties, but they all work the same. Depending on llama to llama, they can have 15 to 30 hit points of health. They are also, in fact, neutral mobs, so if you attack them, they will spit at you and do half a hit point of damage, and upon death can drop 0 to 2 leather. Next we have the horse, which has quite a few different varieties in health, speed and colour. This is one of them. Like I said, they can have 15 to 30 health, just like the llama, and upon death will drop 0 to 2 leather. Next we have the goat, which is a fairly new mob to Minecraft. They have 10 hit points of health, and if you're around them too long, they won't be very happy with you, so they'll ram you and will do 2 hit points of health. And this is where they are unique. If upon death they do not drop anything, but when they try to attack you and ram into you, if they run into a hard wall, they will in fact break off one of their horns, and you can get one of the 8 goat horns. They all sound slightly different and are all named different things. Next we have the donkey, which only has the one variety of donkey, and they look like this. Just like the horse, their health varies, so they can have 15 to 30 health and can drop 0 to 2 leather upon death. Next is the mule, which looks like this. You can only get the mule by breeding a donkey and a horse together, and you'll get a mule. They also have 15 to 30 hit points and drop 0 to 2 leather upon death. Now this is quite a unique one. This is the skeleton horse, and they look like this. Now their spawning is quite unique. You will find a single skeleton horse in your world. They are rare to spawn, but they do spawn, and when you get close to it, a lightning strike will appear, and the single skeleton horse will turn into 4, and they'll have skeletons riding them with enchanted iron helmets on. If you manage to kill the skeleton without killing the horse, you can get to keep the horse and ride it like a regular horse. I said horse a lot in that sentence. And this is the only type of horse which does not need a saddle to ride. Skeleton horse is different from the rest of the horses and donkeys because they always have 15 hit points of health. And upon death, they can drop 0 to 2 bones instead of leather. Next we have probably the most annoying mob in Minecraft, and probably my least favourite, the bat. The bat spawns in caves and literally does not do anything except fly around, squeak and be very annoying. They have 6 hit points of health and don't drop anything, which strengthens their uselessness. Next we have the zombie horse, which is in fact an unused mob, so you won't find it walking around your world, but you can still spawn them in with spawn eggs, so I thought I'd put them in here anyway. You can in fact not ride the zombie horse. I'm trying right now, but you cannot ride them. They have 15 hit points of health and drop 0 to 2 rotten flesh upon death. Next we have the panda, one of the slowest mobs in Minecraft. There are a few different varieties of pandas, and the way you can tell the difference is by the look on the face. Regular pandas have 20 health, but the weak panda only has 10. And there is a type of panda which is aggressive. You can tell it's aggressive because it has angry eyebrows, which I find quite funny. This variety of panda is a neutral mob rather than a passive mob, and if they attack you, they'll do 4 hit points on easy, 6 on normal, and 9 on hard. Now their drops vary from Java to Bedrock. On Java they drop 1 bamboo always, and on Bedrock they drop 0 to 2 bamboo. Next we have the fox, which in fact has 2 varieties. This is the regular fox and the one you find most common. But if they spawn in somewhere snowy, I think it's specifically a snowy spruce biome, they want to in fact be completely white, which makes them very adorable. They look extremely cute when they sit like this. I mean, look at this little cute face. Fox's health differentiates between Java and Bedrock. On Java they have 10 hit points, and Bedrock they have 20. Now something unique to the fox is they can actually hold items, which can include many different things, but the most unique one is they can in fact hold a totem of undying and can in fact use it. So if a fox say falls from a very high place, which would normally result in their death, but they have a totem, they will use it like a player does. So I've got my little fox friend upon this very tall platform, which hopefully will be enough for this. I've got the totem, so let's give it to him. I think I've just got to throw it at him. There we go. You can see he is currently holding it in his mouth, so if I just give him a little nudge, he falls. Oh. You can see the effect bubbles have appeared, and he is no longer holding the totem, so which means he has used the totem and now he is completely fine. See ya. Next we have the LA, which is also another new mob to Minecraft. The LA has 20 hit points of health and doesn't drop anything upon death. Now these also spawn uniquely. They'll only spawn sort of in pillager places, either in woodland mansions or their outposts. In the outposts they'll be in the cages, and in the mansions they'll be in the jail cells. And as you can see, it says L2 give item to allay. So if I just say grab my sword and right click it, he's in fact got it. In survival it wouldn't duplicate, but since I'm in creative it is duplicated. But since I've given him that item, if I was to walk off and untether him, he would in fact follow me. So I'll just take that, excuse me. But as soon as I take it back from him, he'll just fly away and go do his regular allay business, whatever they do in their spare time. Next we have the frog, which I had a very hard time putting in a cage. I had to put him in this big glass cage. He kept jumping out, the little slick guy. I in fact love frogs and freak out every time I see one in Minecraft. Only in Minecraft though, not as big fan in real life, but still cute nonetheless. They have 10 hit points of health and don't drop anything upon death. If you manage to get a frog in the nether, or bring a magma cube to a frog in the overworld, either way, if the frog eats it, it will drop a frog light. And there are 3 different types of frogs, and that means each different type of frog will drop a different type of frog light if they eat a magma cube. And they can only eat small magma cubes. Next we have the trader villager llama, which is the exact same as the regular llama, but they instead have this rug on them. And just like the regular llama, have 15 to 30 health, will do half a hit point of damage if they spit at you, and drop a 0 to 2 leather. Now moving on to the villagers. This is a regular villager and this is a wandering villager. They are slightly different in the way they spawn. A villager obviously spawns in a village, and the trader villager will spawn just anywhere around your world, and they will have attached to them by 2 leads, 2 trader llamas. Both the regular villager and the wandering trader have 20 hit points of health. Now villagers can do many different trades. This is currently a leather worker, but there are many different types of villagers and their trades. I'll go deeper into villagers and trading in a later video. Not sure when that will be coming out, but it will come out eventually. Next we have pets, and as you can see there are quite a few of them. So let's start with the cats. There are many varieties of cats. This is all of them here, so if you just want to pause and have a look at them all, you can, while they're all looking at me currently. They're staring into my soul. The cat has 10 hit points of health, and upon death will drop 0 to 2 string. And now the cat is unique, and if your cat is standing up and you go to sleep, it will lay on top of you and can drop one of many of these items. That be string, a phantom membrane, a rotten flesh, a raw chicken, a rabbit's foot, a feather, or a rabbit's hide. It will only drop one of these per night, and it is random to which of them they will drop. The way you tame a cat is with a certain amount of raw fish. This is either going to be salmon or cod. I do not believe they will accept tropical fish. Picky cats. Next we have the dog. The dog has 20 hit points of health. They will not drop anything upon death, and when they either attack a mob or another player, if it is your dog or you are being attacked by somebody else's dog, they will do 4 hit points of damage. The way you get a dog is you use bones on a regular wolf, and it will sit down and have a collar on it. Next we have the parrot. Lazuli has decided to join me for this part, as she is my faithful parrot pet. The parrot has 6 hit points of health, and upon death will drop 1 to 2 feathers. And something unique about the parrot is that if you feed them cookies, it will in fact kill them instantly, because when the parrot was first introduced, they were tamed with cookies, which resulted in many kids trying to feed their parrots cookies, which obviously is not good for them. So they decided to change it so you feed them different types of seeds, whether that be melon seeds, wheat seeds, pumpkin seeds. They will accept all kinds of seeds. And now a few different kinds of parrots. As you can see, there is 2. Lazuli is a blue parrot, and then this is like a cockatoo parrot, and they are found in the jungle like such. This is a slightly different category of mobs. I call it the guards category because that's kind of what they do. Let's start with the snow golem. The snow golem has 4 hit points of health, and the way you spawn in a snow golem is you take 2 blocks of snow, stack them on top of each other, and stick a pumpkin on top. It doesn't have to be carved, and then you'll spawn a snow golem, and upon death they can drop 15 snowballs. Now the way the snow golem will defend you, if a hostile mob is coming up, it will start throwing snowballs at it until it kills it. They don't do much damage because they are snowballs, but they are cute, and they are very helpful for collecting snow, as they will leave a trail of snow underneath them as they well, guess glide along. Next we have the Iron Golem, which is the big boss guardian of them all. The Iron Golem has 100 hit points of health and has quite a wide variety of damages. In easy mode, they will do 4.75 hit points of damage. In normal mode, they'll do 7.5 hit points. And in hard mode, they'll do 11.25 hit points of damage, whether that be to you if it's a wild spawning Iron Golem, or to other mobs if it is your Iron Golem. And to spawn a Iron Golem, you will need 4 blocks of iron like this, put it in a T shape, and then pop the pumpkin on top. Then a Iron Golem will pop into existence. Now if you manage to kill an Iron Golem, it will drop 3 to 5 iron and possibly 0 to 2 poppies. Something cute about the Iron Golem is if it is in a village and there are baby villagers around, it will sometimes hold out a poppy and offer it to the villagers, which is quite cute. Now there are in fact 2 ways the Iron Golem spawns. It is if you spawn one in yourself, or if it spawns in a village. There's a certain size a village has to be to have an Iron Golem spawn in it, but if one naturally spawns, if I was in survival and punched this guy, he would not do anything because I spawned him in with the T formation. But if he was a wild Iron Golem, he would attack me like he would with any kind of hostile mob. If the Iron Golem is damaged, it will start to crack. So if I just give him a few hits, as you see, he is cracked. If I just keep going, he's cracking even more. And the way you can actually now heal your Iron Golem, if I grab myself an iron ingot. I got my iron ingot, so if you can see it says repair down there, so if I hit that button, he repairs 1. If I do it again, he's now fully repaired. And you can see I can no longer give him any, so he's now back to full health, ready to keep defending me. Next we have the Strider, which is the only passive mob in the Nether. So I thought I'd throw him in, because there's no point doing a whole separate video, because he is the only passive mob in both the Nether and the End. There are no passive mobs in the End. It's a very cruel place. The Strider has 20 hit points of health and can drop 0 to 5 string upon death. And you can in fact pop a saddle on your Strider and use a fungus on a stick to ride around in lava. So if I pop the saddle on him and ride on top of him, I could steer him and tell him where to go, like if you put a saddle on a pig with a carrot on a stick. It's a very easy way to get across lava lakes, because they can just straight up carry you across. But keep in mind, these guys will not stay close to you, so as soon as you get off them and put your fungus on a stick away, they will just wander off and you may lose your saddle. So maybe find a good place to store your Strider before you go off on your adventure, so you can get back to your portal and back to the overworld, or you might get a bit stuck. We've had to change scenery for this next one, as this is the water mobs. These are all the mobs you will find underwater, so let's check them out. First up is the Cod, and they look like this. They have 3 hit points of health, and a few things about them differentiate between Java and Bedrock. On both editions, they will drop 1 raw cod upon death. In Java edition, if you kill a cod while it is on fire, it will drop a cooked cod, and they have a chance to drop bone meal. On Bedrock edition, you can't kill them when they're on fire, but they will sometimes drop 0 to 2 bones upon death, as well as a raw cod. Next, we have the salmon, which looks like this. There are in fact a few different sizes of salmon on Bedrock edition. On Java edition, they are all the same size. And these salmon don't seem to really like being in this cage. They keep having fits. You're right there. The salmon has 3 hit points of health, and just like the cod, have the same drops, except obviously they drop salmon. So on Java, if you kill them when they're on fire, they will drop cooked salmon instead of raw salmon, and have a chance to drop bone meal. On Bedrock edition, they will drop 1 raw salmon and have a chance to drop 0 to 2 bone. Told you these fish were having fits. Stop it. Next we have the pufferfish, which looks very cute like this, but they will puff up and become poisonous when in danger, just like this. So I have punched him, and now he is a big old pufferfish. And if I got too close to him, he would prick me and give me the poison effect. There you go. You see I have been poisoned for 10 seconds. So that will slowly wear off. They have 3 hit points of health, and upon death on both Java and Bedrock, they will drop a pufferfish. On Java edition, they have a chance to drop bone meal, and on Bedrock edition, they will drop 1 to 2 bones. And of course, they do not do any direct damage except their poison damage. Next, we have the turtle, which is just currently swimming around in circles. I don't think they're very happy to be out here. Don't worry, I'll let all these fish mobs go once they are finished with this showcase. And that fish is having a big fit again. The turtle has 30 hit points of health, and upon death will drop 0 to 2 seagrass. And if they are killed by lightning, whether that be naturally or with a channeling trident, they will drop a bowl. Please craft bows. Please don't strike turtles with lightning. Please. Next we have the tropical fish. Now the tropical fish has many different varieties. I couldn't show you them all because there are way too many. But this is one of them. They have 3 hit points of health. And like the other fish. Their drops change on Bedrock to Java. On both editions they will drop a tropical fish, and on Java they have a chance to drop bone meal, and on Bedrock they will drop 1 to 2 bones. The tropical fish does not in fact have a cooked fish variety, just the regular tropical fish. Next we have probably my favourite Minecraft mob, the axolotls. They are just so cute. They are 4 different regular varieties of axolotls. They have 14 hit points of health and don't drop anything upon death. Now if an axolotl is injured, they will in fact sort of freeze up and regenerate. So if I just punch this guy a little bit, I feel so bad, I'm sorry. Ooh, he's jumped out. Get back in there. Don't get in the hole. Oops. There we go. Made a mess of my own showcase, but that's alright. As you can see, he's sort of frozen up and is slowly going to heal. When he's healed himself up again, he will pop back into life. Maybe I'll just fix my fence before my axolotls escape. There we go. That'll do. They're going to be sharing now. So there are 4 varieties, 2 of which are now sharing, but they're going to just have to deal with it. There's the brown one, the yellow one, the cyan, and the Luciac, which is basically just pink. And now there is the very, very rare blue axolotl. This is the only axolotl that is not based off reality. These axolotls used to be able to spawn naturally, but now they only spawn via breeding. And they have a 1 in 1,200 chance of spawning. So if you bred 1,200 axolotls, there is a out of one of those axolotls, it will be blue. This statistic comes from the amount of axolotls that are supposedly left in the wild, 1,200. Next we have the tadpole, which is basically the baby frog. So if I left him in here, he would grow up into a nice big frog. This is what they look like. They're basically just cubes with eyes and a little tail. It is quite cute. The tadpole has 6 hit points of health and don't drop anything upon death. But I mean, why would you kill a baby? Why would you do that? Next we have the dolphin, which really does not like being in this cage. I've had about 4 die somehow. Anyway, this is what they look like. They are rather cute. Now the dolphin has 10 hit points of health and is another neutral mob. Easy mode, they will do 2.5 hit points of damage. In normal mode, they will do 3. And in hard mode, they will do 4.5. Now upon death, they will drop a raw cod. But if they are killed when on fire, they will drop a cooked cod instead. Now if you feed a dolphin fish, they will lead you to buried treasure, which is quite cool. And if you are swimming near a dolphin and are swimming along, they will give you a speed boost and will swim alongside you. And if you're in a boat, they will also swim by you, just having fun. Except this dolphin, he is not having fun. Next we have the squid, and if you're a proper Minecraft veteran, you'll probably know these as your greatest enemies. If you know, you know. Fairly recently, the glow squid was added, but the squid has been haunting Minecraft players for many years. And it used to be able to breathe on land, so you could just have a squid sitting on land and it wouldn't drown, which is a bit odd. The squid and the glow squid both have 10 hit points of health and both drop the same amount of ink sacs. But the glow squid obviously drops glowing ink sacs, which is 1, 2, 3, and then the squid will drop 1, 2, 3 normal ink sacs. And I will say squids seem to be very stupid, because I had these guys in fences like these guys, but they seem to just keep killing themselves somehow. I don't know how. They'd just be sitting there in the water, then they'd just die, which is quite annoying. Thank you for watching the 6th episode of Minecraft Basics. I hope this has been very informative about the passive mobs you'll find around your world. Please like and subscribe, it would help out a ton. This has been Lapis Rose, and I will see you next time. Bye!